That's a wine rack. But yeah, that's my friend Sporty Girl. She came and helped me tomorrow in New York. Yeah, so, hey, what's going on? Come through, Candy. Okay, laundry room. Gotta fix my rooms up. Started putting shit together. Of course. Put them all together. Let's put them together tomorrow.
Didn't get one, so I got one the next day. And I woke up really early and I got ready. And I asked her to take me to but I had told her, I said, Tokyo, I can't get a flight out tonight. Can you please just stay here till the morning? She said, fine. So I just closed the bedroom door and I went to sleep crying because I was so scared. And then I wake up in the morning and I say, please, my flight, can you take me to the airport? I'm ready
WeSoFly
to go.
Magazine.
So she makes these other two girls ride with us, and she drove like 100 miles an hour. I was so scared, and it was really
WeSoFly
scary.
Magazine.
You know that we get all kind of reports about Tokyo, Tony, and I feel bad that this situation happened with you. Um, you must not be aware of my page until I guess now because you called me and contacted me, but we
WeSoFly
post all kind of
Magazine.
stuff to try to warn you guys about the type of things that she do, because you would be amazed at all the stories that we hear and the people that contact us. And again, I'm sorry you had to go through this. Are you currently
No,
at?
I had to pay extra for the flight. Not only that, I paid for my flight
WeSoFly
there. I
Magazine.
paid for my flight home. I paid for her meal when she walked out. I paid for my own food. I paid for the wine. I paid for weed when we get weed or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like I paid for everything. She didn't spend one effing dime on me. And I filled her gas
WeSoFly
tank up on
Magazine.
Friday because I had the intention of going to New York with them. So she went to New York on my gas.
Wow. Are you
Yes.
are you back at home now? Or are you still stranded in?
Yes, I came home on last Saturday night.
Wow, man, that's cold,
But I
man.
didn't know who to contact. I tried to contact TUC. I couldn't get a hold of them. I tried to contact, and then I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. Maybe I should just stay low
But
and
no,
just
what?
like,
No, no. These type of things need to come out. Like, I'm gonna let you know something. We personally didn't have nothing against Tokyo Tony, but people kept coming to us about all these stories, so we had to investigate. And after investigating these stories and finding out the facts and the truth to a lot of things that were being said, even watching her own personal demeanor, it made us realize that something wrong was just going on. And unfortunately, I'm sorry you had to go through this. So she even made you buy your own air mattress, you said, and
no, she didn't
WeSoFly
make me. I
Magazine.
said, no, I'll buy it. I'm sleeping on it.
oh,
You
okay,
know?
yeah, because you
Like,
had
I
nowhere
didn't,
to sleep,
because at first she wanted me to go to a motel.
right?
Well, I should have gone to the damn motel by myself. At least I would have been, you know where I was.
Okay. Now let me ask you
You
something.
know?
These text messages you told me that you had, what do they exactly say?
Okay. And then I'm telling you, if you go on some of her pages, you'll see where she's got videos of her new home, and she'll say, "And there's my girl, Sporty Girl, sleeping. She came to help me go feed the homeless in New York."
Okay, so you're sporty girl.
Yes.
WeSoFly
Okay, okay,
Magazine.
okay. Because the thing is, she has us blocked because we've been exposing everything she's been doing, but we definitely have people who can get access to that. Okay, Sporty Girl, and is that your Instagram name, or you don't have one, or
That's my Instagram name.
okay, and is it spelled SPORTYGIRL?
Sporty Girl 48.
40,
Yeah.
48. Man, I'm so sorry about this, and
All right,
I
let
have.
me get you with these texts. Hang on just one second.
Okay.
Get to the beginning. I said, "Hey, it's Robin. Are you close to coming back?" She says, "I'm on my way back from Philly. I'll be there in an hour. Got mom money, too. I don't know what that means. I said, okay, I'm starving. I said, I want to smoke and eat. Now, I don't really, that's the first time I smoked in probably 10 years. So
No, well,
it was,
hey, even if it is,
I was
it's
just going
nothing
there.
wrong. Look, Sporty, it's nothing wrong with you smoking weed. It's not like it's cocaine or nothing
Okay,
like
so
that.
I said, um, she says, I'm handling business. Be back shortly. I said, okay, sweetie. I said, I'm sorry. No, then she says, I'm sorry. What can I bring you back? They took my shit elsewhere. I said, some smoke and to get something to eat. She says, what do you
WeSoFly
want me to bring
Magazine.
you? Bring you. They will be setting up my furniture when I get back. I said, I guess a fish sandwich and some fries and a large Sprite. She says, normally I don't do females at all. I don't do it. I told you, it's my furniture, etc. I have shit to do, okay? I can't babysit you. Call carry out, use your phone. Well, the other part of that is I have an iPad, but she took her hotspot with her, so I had no internet access.
Right.
And I'm in this house all alone where I don't even know the effing address.
Okay.
Okay, so that's her saying that, use your phone. I said, I didn't ask you to babysit me. I don't know the address here. She says, I bring it back. Okay. I said, please, I was here waiting for, she said, I said, please, I was here waiting for them to try and deliver your stuff, Tokyo. All I want to do is help because I was staying there because they were supposed to deliver her stuff between like 10 and 3. I said, okay, I'll sleep. I'll see you when you get back with the food, whatever. I'll be here in case they come. I said, I know you have a busy life and I didn't mean to cause you any stress. Then she sends me the address.
Okay.
I said, that I'm still being nice to her. I said, do you want me to order you something? And then,
Was that it?
and then it's something about, do you have a box in that truck? I was like, what? I said, I hope you're close by because this dude is annoying me. Oh, she went someplace and came back.
WeSoFly
And there was this
Magazine.
guy she brought with her to put all this furniture back.
Uh-huh.
Or furniture up, excuse me. And then another day, that Friday, she leaves. Now she's taking this brand new robe that I had just bought. And she went wherever she went, and I said, this is what I said to her. Hey, love, I woke up and you're not home. Still, I forgot where you are. I'm ready to go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and that was all the last text until the next day. And when she dropped me off that morning, I said, my jacket
WeSoFly
is in the back of
Magazine.
that pickup truck that you borrowed. And so I sent her my address and my name, and I said, I'm sorry you were so mad that you wanted me gone. I apologize for whatever you feel I did wrong. My heart is broken that I can't feed the homeless. I wish you nothing but peace and happiness in all that you do. Love, Robin. She says, this is her response. And I can't see.
Go ahead, take your
Hang
time.
on.
Take your time. Take your time. It's all good.
She says, your decision. You made it. It wasn't for you. Your intention
WeSoFly
was
Magazine.
false. You had other plans. God saw it all. Take care, Tokyo.
Man, she always using God as a scapegoat. That shit really irks me. But go ahead.
Okay, I said I had no other plan than to come and feed the homeless with you and get to know you better. You told me to leave last night, and I'm not going to stay where I'm not wanted. She said, you had an option. Bye. I'm blocking you. Pity party.
You know, that woman is just so fucked up, man. I wish it was something that we could actually do besides just report, because this woman is, she's so wrong in so many different ways, and we try our best to get people to understand this. Like, we don't attack nobody, we don't make up
Well, see, when
stories.
I found out that Wazzy
WeSoFly
and
Magazine.
Charles
Yeah,
turned on her, but it, she didn't tell us. She's like, I still don't even know why they did that. And it wasn't clear. And I watched some of Charles' uh, live whatever, and he never really said like what the deal was, and I don't really care. But so I was still, look, we all have our issues in life. I've got my own. All
right,
right.
right.
So I wasn't taking judgment against her. That's I went. I knew she was a little bit hot headed at times, but I figured, like, listen, I'm going to pay for everything for myself because I don't want her to say that she took care of me or she did anything for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to come back like that. I'm going to take care of my own self, and I'm just there to help her feed the homeless and to
But you
get to
know
know
what
her a
though?
little bit.
If you flew from Florida to help with her so-called movement, which is a bunch of BS, with all the
Oh,
donations,
I've sent her money and stuff.
I believe you. The thing is, you know, if she would do with the money what it's supposed to be done for, then she would be able to provide for you guys. You know, all she's doing is using people and then tossing them to the side the first time you ask her a question or you say something she doesn't want to hear. You know, you're not allowed to ask her about anything dealing with it, or you know, she goes crazy because she's only one step away from being fully exposed. You know, like you mentioned, Charles Wazzy hasn't really came out and said anything, but Charles, you know, after being slandered for so long, he started coming out and putting out information of what was going on with that organization. And like I said, we tried our best to keep and notify everybody of the things that she's doing. And I'm sorry that you ended up being another victim of this shady woman. Um, what I could do is though, I can work on this story if you want me to. And if you like, you can send me the text messages and I'll put it out there to maybe help prevent her from getting another victim, which I doubt because a lot of people is obsessed that they might be able to meet China one day or maybe a Kardashian, so they're willing to deal with her in false promises in hopes that that may happen one day. But what happened to you is something that definitely needs to be put out there. So if you want,
Well, I mean, like a few days before that, she was in uh, Detroit hosting a wedding. I mean, that was live. Like, you can't hide that. That she really did.
right?
You see what I'm saying?
No, but
So,
she gets paid for hosting. The issue we have
right, I
is,
understand that.
yeah, the issue that we have is what she's doing with these so-called homeless donations. Like, we're already
WeSoFly
aware she doesn't
Magazine.
work, and so we know that she goes to the 99-cent stores and she may spend about maybe 50 or 60, even $100 on supplies, but she's getting donations of maybe 1,000 or two. Like, and that's the problem. Like, you're spending
Oh,
more on
like,
your
even with food, let me tell you something about that food that she took a video of. Now, that food was not cooked in her house. Her kitchen is all white. Her refrigerator is black. And if you go and watch her videos, which you probably can't, but I can tell you, that kitchen, that food was being loaded up into those tubs was not hers. I would bet $100 that that was Madonna Black that cooked all that food for her, and Tokyo took the credit. And she said home cooked, and she licked all her little fingers. When I know that's a bold faced lie. She didn't cook that food.
yeah, exactly. You know, her whole her whole thing with the homeless is pretty much fake, and we're definitely up and aware of it. Um, like I said,
Now,
hope.
somebody did give us the man she borrowed the truck from.
Uh huh.
I don't know who this man is to her. Anyways, he gave her some sandwiches, and we did because I have the video of me getting out and saying to the guys at the shelter, "Y'all want some sandwiches?"
Uh
And
huh.
they came over, and there was a few boxes, and we gave them the food that she had.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the food and some of the donation material wise, she does pass that out. The big problem that everyone has is with the donation money. That's where the major problem is. We're fully aware that when people bring in clothes and shoes and food, of course she gives that away. The big issue that everybody is having is what she's doing with the donation money for the homeless, which we can see that she's not giving it all. Like she'll like I said, she'll spend $100 at the 99-cent store and buy dog food, cat food, pencils, deodorant. Like what does the homeless need with animal food? But then we find out from donors that she's getting anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 in donations, but she's only showing receipts of $100 being spent. Then she'll tell a donor like, "Well, you donated last week or last month, so your shit doesn't
That
matter."
money's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, what kind of charity allegedly receives donations for somebody, especially in these hard times, and you tell them with no remorse that, oh, well, you donated last week or last month, your shit doesn't matter anymore. You know, that's why she's made so
WeSoFly
many of these
Magazine.
pages because she's hating that the truth is getting out about how she act and what she's doing. If you pay attention just for 1 second, pay attention to how she talked to people who give to her movement, allegedly. Pay attention to the people that help her out from her day ones, Wazzy and Sir Charles. If you pay attention to how she treats those people and how she's so quick to turn on people, then use God as an excuse for why she did what she did, her demeanor and her character shows you that not only she's not all there mentally, but she has a different alternative motive. She wants to be rich like the Kardashians so bad. She wants to be semi rich like her daughter China. And it's irking her that she's around all these people with all this money and she doesn't have a dime to herself.
And just like when she was going through clothes that she had that she was going to donate and this and that, and she pulled out the shoes and she said, "These are the ones I wore to China's shower." And I commented, I said, "Well, then you should auction them off to get some money." Well, then she called me that a couple mornings later. She's like, "I read your text. It's a few days later, but I read your text." She said, "That's a great idea." We started talking, and but before that, like, you know, Thanksgiving, I was all alone. Like, I got my own set of issues with my family,
Yeah.
and I was all alone. And she said, she can't talk, but she can text. So she texts with me. And I told her, I was like, you really saved my life because I was all alone that day, and it's hard.
Yeah.
And I think she took advantage of me now.
Man, she takes advantage of everybody. I'm sorry to hear
And
you
I
cry.
just, and it cost me so much money. And I was willing, but I went willingly. Like, she didn't put a gun to my head to go there or nothing.
Right? But still, you did out the kindness of your heart, and people should appreciate that, though.
But I just couldn't believe, like, she wouldn't tell me what I said. What did I do for you to come flying down the hallway like that and act like you're going to, come after me?
You know
And
what?
I have a bad knee, and I'm 53 years old. I don't want to be fighting.
Wow, you're 53 and she did you like. I mean, it's wrong to do anybody like that, but you're 53. Yeah, that's definitely not right. Again, I don't know how many times I can say I'm sorry, even though I had nothing to do with it. But should nobody be treated or go through what you went through with this lady, man? I'm glad you contacted us because this is something that we definitely need to get
WeSoFly
out there
Magazine.
and inform people of to, like I always say, hopefully prevent the next person from dealing with this woman and going through the same type of situation that you went through because it's just not right. That woman has a mental problem. She's a user. She's a scam
And I'm
artist.
never, and I bet I'm never going to see my
Yeah, yeah. She's probably wearing
I
it like
bet.
she did that one girl who donated them shoes to her foundation allegedly, and she was seen and they took pictures of her wearing them. So I'm pretty sure she's wearing your robe and your jacket right now. This is what she does. I mean, to be honest with you,
I mean, I
that's
accidentally. It's my fault. I accidentally left the jacket in the back of that man's truck. Like,
right.
but the robe, she just kind of. She didn't have anything to put on, and so we were sleeping on the air mattress. And I said, "Well, she's gonna wrap up in a sheet." I said, "Well, here, put my robe on so you have something on."
So she can be
You know what
worn.
I'm saying? Like, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know.
Like she don't have her own blankets and stuff, her own bed. Like, and we see that in the house. She doesn't have those things, and that's just crazy because she swear up and down for like the last 3 weeks to a month. She's waiting on all this furniture to come, and it hasn't
But
came.
she does have furniture now. She has that. She bought it all from IKEA.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I was there when the man set it up. The bed frames came. She had no mattresses, but she had the bed frames.
Well, she must have ran out of donation money. She bought everything else, but didn't have the mattresses.
She got my air mattress because there was no damn way that I was going to be able to fold that thing up and get it on the airplane.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's this is crazy. Like I was not expecting to receive a phone call from anybody
Well, I
pertaining to.
mean, like I said, I have been, and I didn't know who, and so I read something that somebody's. I guess some of your people have been sending me requests and stuff, and so I feel like I'm betraying her, but it's like
No, no,
she
no, no.
betrayed me.
How can you betray somebody who's done the things that you've done? Like I wish there was some way I can get you to stop crying because this woman's not even worth your tears. I understand that you were hurt.
I know, but I feel like a stupid fool.
Well, know what?
You
Know
know
what?
what?
Don't call yourself that. Everybody makes mistakes. Like they said, the devil comes in many forms, and you like a lot of people thought she were genuine. Don't feel bad. Wazzy thought she was genuine. Mr. Charles thought she was genuine. Max thought she was genuine. You're not the only person who's been done wrong by this woman, so don't beat yourself up about it. Like I understand that
But
it
how
hurts.
can she keep these other two girls that are her friends, and they don't? The ones that went to New York with her to feed the homeless, like,
Well, we can always assume why. Maybe they're getting a cut of the donations to keep their mouth closed. It has to be something going on with them that makes it beneficial. When she lost Wasi, Max, as well as Charles, then maybe she changed up something, or maybe they're stupid enough to keep believing in her false promises. But we really don't know why they're staying. But believe me, there's a reason why.
listen, there's this guy, this kid. His name is OMG, David's Idea, and he's got hashtag Team OMG 100% David's Idea.
Right.
This kid is fallen into
WeSoFly Magazine.
something. He's young. He's fallen into her thing.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Unfortunately,
I'm gonna let. That's why I told you that so you could like, you know.
yeah, no, I'm saying, like I said, some of these people are so starstruck, meaning they want to get next to China or the Kardashians. We can tell them, they can see
No,
video of it. They can.
because anyone who knows me will tell you I went there because I wanted to feed the homeless.
WeSoFly No, I Magazine. understand that.
Because, like I told, I've been homeless before in my life, so I know what it's like. And I just wanted to go serve and get back to society.
No, I'm pretty sure you had good intentions, but what I'm saying is there's other people who are starstruck, and they believe in these false promises in hopes that you know, they can get next to a China or a Kardashian. So they want to get next to her for those reasons. I'm not saying you were that type of person, but that's why we could put out all the information. We could put up videos of her saying it. This audio may be going up too, also. And at the end of the day, they're going to still rock with her. Certain people, not everybody, but certain people, because they're stupid. To be honest, I hate to call them that, but they are because Wherever the reason is that's making them stay, they know it's not going to be a good reason. It's not going to come out the right way. And if they still choose to stay, then they will be a victim of hers eventually. You know what I'm saying? We only can do what we can do, which is put this out. And again, I'm so glad you contacted us with this information because, again, she's doing something shady and people need to know about this. They need to put a
And
stop
what
to this.
shirt did you again? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm a representative at WeSoFly Entertainment Magazine. I can't give out my personal information, but I'm glad you called. I am one of the employees of this company. You may call at any point in time, and maybe five different people may answer the line. Um, the, mo-
Okay.
the morning shift is normally my shift. So if you call in the morning, most likely you'll get me around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. It will be somebody else. But no matter who answers it, if you have anything else you want to contact us about or inform us of, feel free to call us. I can give you our email address if you want to send over the text messages so we can put this story together and get it out there so people will be
Yeah,
aware
I
of
don't
what's
know
going
how to
on.
send it. Um, I'll have to take a picture of it with my iPad because I got this little government phone. So I'll have to take a picture of those texts with my iPad,
That's fine.
and then I'll have to set them up and send them to the email. Let me get up. I gotta,
WeSoFly
like I said,
Magazine.
I need surgery at my knee. I got a bad knee,
Yeah,
but
take your time. We're not trying to rush you.
wow, here's if I can get this
Yeah, go ahead. Take your time.
email or
Yeah,
get
take.
your email address, and then I'll send these pictures to you.
Okay. Like I said, I understand that you're an older woman and you have a knee injury, so take your time. We're not in a rush. And you know what's so funny? When the story comes out, she's gonna say the same thing she always says. The devil is here. They're hating on me. It's all a lie. Even with the text messages to prove some of this stuff really went on, she still is gonna
And
come with
and
the
I
whole
did
God.
look her in the eye. I did look her in the eye. I said, okay, well, I'm not here to get a story or sell you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's not too many
she's
people that
gonna
would pay for
say,
their own plane ticket to fly to New York and then fly back with really
no, I
nowhere to.
fly D. I flew to DC,
Uh huh.
and then I was supposed to go with her to New York, drive with her, and I
Okay.
told her I paid for the first tank of gas,
Right.
and I did. I did everything I said I was gonna do,
Yeah. And,
except go there because I felt threatened. I didn't feel safe.
okay.
What, I'm going to get in a car with three women, and one, I don't know what that chick said to her,
Right.
so I can't trust anybody in that car. So what kind of an idiot would I be to get in that car and drive all the way to New York?
Yeah. And let me ask you one more thing before I give you my email and we get off the phone. You were telling me when you first initially called that you guys were at Denny's and you asked her something about the military and she got mad. Can you tell me that part again?
I had asked, I had Googled her some time ago, and I either said, because we were talking about me and stuff, I said, well, let's talk about you. I said, you were in the military or was it school? I can't remember which one of them I asked her.
Uh huh.
And and she got mad. She goes, see, there's much lies again. I said, well, she said, where'd you hear that at? I said, well, I Googled you, because I wanted to know more about you. I said, but I Googled you a long time ago.
Uh huh.
And you're always telling people to Google you anyway, because she was getting mad at me. She's like, I can't believe you fucking Googled me.
She's mad
And
because
she left
you
the
did.
restaurant.
So she was mad that you did research on somebody you was meeting for the first time, knew nothing about, and she got upset. That
Yeah, but I did this last year. So it wasn't like I just did it last week.
well, regardless, like as a person, let alone a woman, if you're going to meet with somebody for the first time, that's something you would definitely want to do is know a little information about them or who they are before you just up, jump, pack your stuff, and you know,
And I know that she's getting a divorce from,
oh
oh, I
yeah,
can't remember his name,
yeah,
but and
Marcel is
Marcel,
yeah, it's a
Marcel,
wrap.
yeah, because she threatened to bust him in his head and leave him in the dumpster. And I believe she probably would be capable of it now.
Well,
WeSoFly
she picks on the
Magazine.
less innocent. She wouldn't do that to no real person because a real person would whoop her ass. Like she's not who she portrayed to be. That's why she preys on these people who are a certain age or a certain type because she knows she can't have no real ones around her because she'd have been and got mollywopped and drugged. Well, again, did you get that?
Anyways, so she didn't totally leave the restaurant. She was outside talking to some guy. I guess they knew each other, whatever. I don't know. But like when we were when we were in Walmart, you know, that took forever in there because she had to go back and get something because she bought an air mattress for this girl that was coming, one of them girls that came, and anyways, there were people that's like, oh, that's China's mom. That's China. So, they wanted to take pictures and stuff. And I didn't ask to take pictures. I mean, we have pictures together because we went by the house where she brought China home to.
And you was
So
part of you was part of her organization, so it'd be natural that if you're helping out, you guys take pictures. Like that's natural.
but I mean, we didn't take a picture together like that. We took a picture in front of that house
Okay.
where she brought China home to, and we took one right then, and we took one on the But we took two pictures the whole time together, and that was it.
Right. Well, again, again, I want to
And
actually.
and again, she took a video of the house after everything got set up. The couch was set up, her dining room was set up, the bathroom. I'm the one that took the shower curtains the night because that's another thing she had to get when we went to Walmart was shower curtain and stuff. I didn't pay for that. She did. But I'm the one that took it out of the package. I'm the one that put the rod up. I'm the one that put it all together and hung it. And, like, but
Yeah.
that's the kind of person I am. See, I'm going to stay in your house. I'm going to help.
Exactly. Exactly. I totally understand, man. And again, I want to tell you again, thank you for contacting us about this. Um, I will be giving this information over to our writers, and so they can go ahead and put it up and let it be known. Did you ever get that pin ready for our email address? I believe also on our Instagram account, you can click on contact and you'll see either call or email also.
Yeah, yeah, I think I saw that, and I chose to contact.
No, no, we prefer a phone call, especially on something that, is this good on somebody who we've been definitely trying to get out exposed since we've been put up on this. Like, we
And
all.
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Did you pay Charles $500?
No, who told you that?
That's what she was saying.
No, no, you can
That he
contact.
done
Look,
paid
you,
$500 to tell his story.
no, no, you can contact Charles himself. See, this is one thing Tony dumbass doesn't understand. When you cross somebody, it's not about money. Charles put that information out on his own. That's another way she tries to destroy somebody's credibility. Oh, well, they got paid for this. Charles have not received not one penny for anything that we put out.
I'm glad to hear that because that's exactly what she was doing. Oh, he got paid $500 for his story. I guess I'm worth $500. Blah blah blah.
Look, Sporty. Charles, most of the stuff Charles put out, he put out on his own Instagram. Now, if he would have got paid for it, it would have been on some exclusive type thing where only the company that paid him would have had it. He wouldn't have been allowed to put it out on his own Instagram as well. So that's like when you pay when TMZ pays you for certain information, you're not allowed to give it to nobody else. You're not allowed to put it out on your own social media platform. That's why you never see that happens.
I just wanted to know if that was true or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's another lie she told.
Man, everything comes out that woman's mouth is a lie. You guys need to wake up. Well, I'm pretty sure you woken up now, but a lot of people need to wake up to
WeSoFly
who this woman
Magazine.
really is. Like a lot of people are fans and followers. They hit us up and they comment, and the first thing they say is, "I've never known a charity that cusses you out. I've never known a charity that demands money. I've never known a charity to block you if you
Yeah,
don't
she's
continue to pay."
demanding like $250 to be on her page now, and only 50 of it's going to the charity, and she's keeping the other 200 for herself.
Exactly, but you know what? She had to start telling the truth on that part because people were talking about contacting the attorney general and getting the law involved. So she was kind of forced now because people are more aware of, it, especially because we post everything about her. A lot of people are aware of what she's doing. So to try to cover her tracks, she's now saying, okay, only this amount is going to charity, the rest is going to myself. So when the laws get involved, she can say, well, I told them that only a certain portion was going, and that protects her legally. But she didn't start doing that till recently. So all the people who donated before she started coming out and being honest with it, of what she was doing with the money and how it was split up, they still have legal rights to go get her. But anybody as of today and beyond, they can't because she's letting it be known when you donate A, B, and C, a portion of that is mine now. You see what I'm saying? That's why she had to switch that whole thing up. At first, she was saying it was strictly for the homeless. Now that people are
Well,
talking
just
about
like she went to Atlanta, let me say another piece of this. When she went to Atlanta, and she was supposed to go with Mama D or whatever that is, and Mama
exactly,
D didn't show up, I
exactly,
thought, well, that's what you get. Because she was supposed to come and get me for that, and she never contacted, and she wouldn't answer my calls or nothing, and I got hurt over that. But, I thought, well, she got what she deserved. I'll give her another chance. So, anyways, so she's gone on live. They're in the hotel room. She's like, my phone's turned off. We don't have any money to eat breakfast or gas to get home. So I went out and sent them $15.
right.
You know, and another time she didn't have any money, and I sent her $20 for herself. I said, "This is for you." Like, what an idiot! Oh my
You
gosh,
see, that's why
an
we tell
idiot.
everybody to do your research and find a creditable charity because hers is exactly the opposite of that. And as far as the Mama D thing, we did a story on that. We have a social media relationship with Mama D, meaning we talk to her through social media. And when we first seen the flyer go up, the first thing we did was we contacted her and we was like, Mama D, do your research. Check out our page. This woman is not legit. We do not want you to hurt your brand. And she never replied with anything back about our us notifying her of what she was getting herself into. But she definitely listened because, as you can see, she pulled out. She did not want nothing to do with it, and even Tokyo at that point started attacking her on a few videos because she didn't want to be involved. When she realized who she was, Mama D's too smart for that. She's not going to let her brand and her image be tarnished by some woman who wants to be a Kardashian and her own daughter so badly. And we were glad that Mama D seen the light, did her own research, and found out that that woman was no good.
WeSoFly
Yeah, but Tokyo
Magazine.
says she's been doing this for 4 years.
But everybody who around Tokyo says she's only been doing this for maybe a year now, a year and a half. See, she lies. Like you, what did you just tell me? She lies. That's her
Yeah.
whole thing. She's a pathical liar. That's all she does is lie. So you can't believe nothing that she says. Nothing. She's going to do whatever she can to get money. Again, she wants to be China and she wants to be a Kardashian so bad. Like, another thing that we say when we post these stories is, have you ever noticed that she's so called throwing all these events and her own daughter won't even post it? Posting is
WeSoFly
free. It costs
Magazine.
nothing for them to post it. None of the
Right.
Kardashians will post anything that she's doing. Why your own daughter or your in-laws won't not share or help promote your stuff? They know something that we don't know, and they don't want to be involved with it. It's common sense. Believe me, if me or you had a celebrity,
Because she was just out there for Valentine's Day. She was out there with China.
exactly, but you understand at the end of the day, that is her daughter. So
Right.
even though you're my kid or you're my family, I will love you. I will be there for you. But if I'm a famous person or if I have businesses that I'm in charge of, I can't let my family ruin my reputation because that hurts my business. See, that's one credit we do give to China. China is smart enough to say, okay, this is my mother. I love her. I'm going
Yeah,
to do for
she's
her.
on the come up. She's
But
not on the
But I'm not going to allow my mother's shady ways to stop my blessings, and that's one credit we have to give China.
Yeah, I think China's a smart young woman. She's definitely branding herself in a way in which, yeah,
And
yeah,
then, like I said, ask
I think
yourself,
that
if
I
you
think
if you were China's mother and you were fully legit, you think she would have a problem with sharing your projects?
no.
See, they know something that we don't know. You see what I'm saying? They're not trying to be affiliated. That when Chris did the 100 plus meal, I believe for New Year's or Christmas, she didn't go through Tokyo Tony. She could have, but why do you think she didn't? Why do you think that Tony would post something and ask the fans and the followers and the donors to ask China, Amber Rose, the Kardashians, the stores to help her? Why can't you ask your own daughter? Why can't you ask the Kardashians yourself? Not to mention all the slandering posts she said about the Kardashians on social media, but that's a whole nother topic. But my thing is, she's now asking everybody else to ask her own daughter, who she was just at her house.
I, there's something wrong with her. Like I said, she doesn't sleep.
Well,
A woman might sleep an hour a day.
That's a whole nother topic. I can't really say
That
what.
can cause psychosis and all kinds of craziness.
Well, she's already appeared to be crazy, so we can already factor that in. And the reason why she stay up like that, there's a lot of reasons we can go on with that, but we don't have any
Well, I mean,
factual
I
proof.
worked in a psych hospital, so like I definitely am aware that she is bipolar and she might be suffering from some psychosis as well because she's yeah.
I mean, look at her life. Your daughter only messes with you to a certain extent. Your husband doesn't want to be with you. The whole world is finding out about your scamming ways. Like, at the end of the day, your whole world is falling apart because God doesn't like ugly. And when you use God as a tool or as an excuse for being caught or exposed on the shady stuff that you do, He will punish you, whether you believe in God or not. You cannot keep using His name in vain and think that you're going to get blessings. No, you're going to get the opposite. And if you notice, everything she does, even if she's getting away with it, her whole world is crumbling, is falling apart. And just pay attention. Like, she's slowly but surely getting what
Well,
she
she has to
deserves.
be blocked. I can't see anything she does.
That's the reason why she tries to discredit people, because she doesn't want people to know what she's really doing. And we're not going to stop. I told her personally that we are not going to stop coming after you. WeSoFly Magazine will not stop coming after you until you do what's right. When you do what's right, we will stop doing stories on you. We will stop putting information out there. But as long as you keep up with this shady stuff that you're doing, we're going to be on your ass.
And what did she say?
Nothing. She posts up all our stuff to her followers. And what's so funny is, the more of our stuff she posts, the more of her followers come to us with information. Like, she swears up and down we have spies. No, these are your so-called donors who are sick and tired of you, and they come and they give us stuff. They even make fake pages and will send us a DM saying, "I don't want my name to be exposed. I don't want nobody to know who I am, but here's what she's doing. Here's what she did." And these are the same people that give her $20 or $30 here and there, like
Well,
yourself.
what about these tea
WeSoFly
tender people?
Magazine.
Now, T Tender, I can't speak on their company. I don't know what they are, what they're doing. We don't have no affiliation with them. But, if they support her, that's on them and their brand. There's a lot of companies that just don't care. They just want a story. They don't care about their credibility. They don't care about their image and how they look. We do. So we try to post facts, true information, because in this industry, your credibility is everything, and we will never want to tarnish that.
Okay, so you want me to now? How are you going to be able to see that video that I told you about?
Well, don't worry about that. You said it's up on her account, right?
Yeah, it's on one of her page. Hang on, let me go look right now, and I can
Okay.
tell you what page it's on because I have my Instagram open. So let me look and see.
A quick question while you're doing that. Did you guys meet through social media or did you guys have a personal
Yeah.
relationship before?
No, we met through social media.
Yeah, that's how she gets most of her victims. Okay, I understand. And you know what? Don't let this stop you from wanting to help the homeless and doing a good deed. Just find somebody locally who is creditable, who respects the help and would want a person like you. And it's not where or who you do your service with, it's as long as you're doing your service. You know what I'm saying? So don't let this situation um, turn you away from it or build up maybe a trust issue with the next organization. So continue to help out, continue to, help with the homeless and anybody else that you can, and God will give you your own blessings.
Okay, I'm trying to look this OMG David's idea. He took and redid the video to get me out of it, but I'm looking. Hang on, she's gonna take advantage of this poor young kid. Yeah, see, it's not there. There it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so to see this video, you're gonna go under OMG David's idea. You're gonna go
Now, hold
down.
on, hold on. Is that a one word or is it the underscores?
10, 11, 12. You're gonna go down 12 views. That's just one word.
Okay, so OMGDAVID.
Yeah. Listen, listen. And I'm just so proud of what I've accomplished. It's absolutely fabulous. The house is nothing. It was just gutted out and redone over. My decorates have coordinating ideas. Um, it's just for me. And I'm so proud of my work. I feel my impact. But yeah, that's my friend Sporty Girl. She came and helped me tomorrow in New York. See? Yeah. So
Yeah, I heard it.
you heard it?
I heard it, and I'm definitely gonna try to get it. So again, that's OMG David Idea or Ideas with a S.
I'm gonna spell it for you.
WeSoFly Magazine.
OMGDAVISIDEA.
Okay, got it.
All lowercase letters.
All right, got
And
it.
it's gonna be. I was gonna tell you, it's gonna be. Oops. 369. It's the 12th video down. Would
Okay.
you also,
Uh huh.
if you, are you in?
I'm here.
No, I mean, are you in on the page yet?
Well, not yet. I'm gonna do all this once I get off the phone with you. But
Well, if you look at the one before, if you look at the one before that of Madonna Black
uh
and watch that video and look at her kitchen and look at the kitchen they're in putting the food down and look at the kitchen that Tokyo just did a video of,
huh.
that is not Tokyo's house.
Yeah, but if somebody from her organization cooked it for her, whether she gets credit or not, it's that's not going to be a big issue because it still was part of her
No, but I'm just
so-called.
letting you know.
No, no, I'm letting you know. I understand what you're saying. I appreciate all the information you've given me. We definitely have enough to go on, and we're going to be waiting on those emails from the texts. As soon as we get the text emails, um, and everything, we'll go ahead and do the story on it. If you remember anything else or if anything else comes up, feel free to contact us. We're here for you. We want to know what's going on. And we definitely appreciate it and we wish the best for you and anything else that you go on to do.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now I'm going to start take a picture of these texts now so I can send these to you. I'm going to just title it when I put the subject up there. I'm going to put Sporty Girl,
Okay, that's fine. And I appreciate
and
it.
then I'll put my name out to the side if you want.
Well, I mean, do you want your name to be out there? If not, we can just use Sporty Girl.
You can just use Sporty Girl.
Okay, we'll definitely do that. And like I said, if you come up with
WeSoFly
anything else or you
Magazine.
remember anything else, feel free to contact us. We will be waiting on that email, and as soon as we get the email, I'll have my writers get on it, and they'll put it out there.